Yo, what's up, dudes? What's up? Thought today we could come on and talk about Kramer. Specifically, is Kramer dead? And although they haven't announced it, there's been a lot of indicators to say maybe they are. Maybe they're just winding down operations. So the first thing indicator came a few months ago when their most, I think, prominent artist, Satchel of Steel Panther, switched from Kramer, his signature Kramer guitar, to a Charvel guitar. That was odd, but artists change brands all the time. The other thing that we noticed was, or at least I noticed, was that they weren't at this year's NAMM and they weren't at last year's NAMM. That's two NAMMs in a row without a single Kramer guitar displaying. And, Gibson was there. Gibson could have had them in their booth, even one or two models in the corner. Just something to display the Kramer brand. I didn't see anything. If you were at NAMM in 2017, Winter NAMM 2017 or Winter NAMM 2016, I definitely saw Kramer Winter NAMM 2015, and they had all new models in 2015. And if you go to their website, the last time they mention a brand new guitar is 2015. So it all seems to indicate that they're not continuing. They're not going under, but they're not certainly putting more effort into it. And then the other thing, and I think this one was the biggest indicator of all, the news section on their site was really busy. They would do something every few months. So if you look in 2015, there's something in like April and May, and then August and September, and then November, and then there's like 3 entries in December, talking about Kramer out there. Kramer did this, Kramer did that, Kramer guitars with this artist, Kramer guitars with that artist. And then it all ends. There's not a single entry after December 29th, 2015. Not a single entry in all of 2016. And no entry, obviously, in 2017. So that tells me, they've abandoned the brand. They've given up on Kramer. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say that's where this is headed. Maybe they're trying to sell it. Gibson bought a lot of brands, a lot of non-guitar brands, things like Cakewalk and Onkyo, and I forget if it was not Sylvania, but it was like Sanyo or something like that. They bought a bunch of brands. And, it was they leveraged for a lot of that stuff, and maybe they're just deciding that guitars aren't where it's at, and they just keep the Gibson and the Epiphone brands and dump the other brands. Who knows what their strategy is? But I can say this much. It doesn't look like they're all too interested in putting more time and effort into the Kramer brand. And it looks to me like Kramer might be over. What will happen with Kramer? Who knows? Maybe it'll just go away. I personally like the brand. I think it's got all kinds of 80s nostalgia. It was an obvious fit for, a band like Steel Panther with that whole 80s reference. But, maybe they can sell it to Fender. Maybe, because if you remember, the original Kramers were with a Fender headstock. And it was only when Fender came a knocking and said, that's our trademarked headstock, that they literally cut the ball end off and made the beak headstock. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I had somebody email me, maybe it was on Facebook, saying, hey, what do you think about the new Kramer? What do you think about Kramers? I like Kramers. This is the Kramer Pacer Classic. This is like a $379 instrument, brand new. And I bought this used for $199 with the Steel Panther signatures on it. And, they're great bargains if you can find them used, but they might be harder and harder to come by in future years. Now, that said, I did check a lot of stock, and they're still shipping, and there's still like seemingly future production being made. So maybe it's premature to call them dead, but Of all the sites they listed, let me see, they had 7 sites were still carrying models. Most sites had 5 or fewer models in stock. One site, Sam Ash, had 24 models. So it goes to show you how many they had. But Sam Ash is sitting on 24 models. Everyone else has kept between 3 and 5 models in stock. 5. 5 places listed on their website: Chicago Music Exchange, Dave's Guitar Shop, The Music Zoo, Rainbow Guitars, and Wildwood Guitars, all no longer list Kramer even as a brand that they carry. Now, I realize that, dealers carry brands and then don't carry brands. I mean, that happens all the time. But they're still listed on the Kramer website. Right. Again, that just goes to show you, either one, they got nobody handling the website over there, and maybe that's just whatever. They don't even care about that. But I think once you abandon the website, once you're not showing at NAMM, once your premier guitar player is playing a different brand, it looks like things are probably starting to break down, starting to go south, as we say. So. When that E went sharp, right? Right, the Beatles. Anyway, they'd hit the E. Anyway, Kramer. Let's not go off on a Beatles jag here. Well, we'll see what happens with Kramer. I hope they stick around, but they're probably not. We'll see. Questions, comments, ideas about this down in the comments? Let me know, and we'll keep an eye out on Kramer and see what happens in the future. But if I had to guess, I'd say they're probably, if not dead already, going to be dead within the next year or two, or sold, but most likely sold, actually. All right, dudes, there you have it. As always, thanks for stopping by, and rock on.